am Miguel Tinto. I'm the Group Chief Digital and Information Officer at Emirates NBD. Emirates NBD is one of the largest banks in the Middle East. We are present in 7 countries. We have about 15 million customers, 23,000 employees, and a balance sheet of about 200 billion in assets, 3.5 billion in profits, net income yearly, and a cost to income of about 28%. So Emirates NBD was formed from the merger of 2 banks, Emirates Bank and NBD Bank in Dubai, in 2008. And from the onset, technology was a strong bet of the bank and at the core of the innovation that we were providing to our customers. At that moment in time, we took the bold decision to onboard Finacle. We were one of the first customers in 2008 to use Finacle as our core system. And from then, especially in the last years, from 2017-18 onwards, the bank not only is leveraging technology, but actually defined its mission as having technology at the core. Our CEO, Shane Nelson, he often says, digitize or die. We are a technology company. We provide digital services to our customers, so we have to be very good at technology. Technology has to be a core competence of ours. The bank has been very innovative, very well known in the UAE, in the region for innovation and proficiency in using technology for innovations as well. So Emirates NBD in 2017 decided to actually relook at its technology platforms, and the ambition was to actually innovate and deliver services as the biggest technology companies in the world do. What have they mastered that banks would have to learn to be as nimble, as efficient, as flexible as they were? As part of that, we launched a very broad and deep IT transformation as the basis then for us to really reach new ambition and targets and objectives in our business, in our core business. We have completed just last year a 4-year transformation around technology, covering all aspects of technology, from the way we are organized, the way we manage the IT business interface. We brought in the agile operating model as the key foundational way of organizing, operating in IT. We focused on our application architecture. How can we decompose the different domains? How can we integrate products and services and capabilities better so that we can provide much better products and services to our customers? We looked at infrastructure. So how can we bring in the cloud practices to our infrastructure management, and actually not just manage them on-prem, but also then transparently leverage public cloud as well. And finally, of course, in banking, security is extremely important. We actually focused on cybersecurity and how can we bring our cybersecurity maturity to a level to the next level, to the best of breed, best practices out there. So this broad transformation program was completed last year, and it's already enabling the bank to actually offer quite innovative value propositions to our customers. I would just highlight two initiatives we launched. We launched a fully digital bank focused on a segment that was underrepresented in the bank, the millennials, the young generation. That bank is completely digital. It is mobile app only, no physical channels, and it has been so successful in the UAE that monthly we were onboarding more accounts using the mobile app of this digital bank than with all the branches and all the other channels in the bank. So and it's quite a successful value proposition that we achieved. We in 2.5 years we achieved 500,000 customers just with that value proposition with the Live Bank. That's one example. The other example we are seeing, so we serve some of the most sophisticated corporate clients worldwide. If you think about an Emirates Airlines or a Carrefour, those are our customers. And of course, they demand very sophisticated services from the bank. And one way they want to increasingly connect with the bank is actually by integrating their systems with our systems. To do that, we have actually made available all our APIs that we currently use for our internal development and to develop our channels and our value propositions to customers. We made that available to them with the right levels of security in a way that they can seamlessly integrate with us and make our capabilities part of their business processes as well. We've been having tremendous growth in the usage of those APIs, from virtual accounts to real-time foreign exchange. So huge use of corporates from that perspective, using those capabilities via APIs. Since 2008, we were running Finacle, but the bank has grown beyond the home market of the UAE into other markets like Egypt, KSA, India, Singapore, UK. During that growth between the 2008 and 2014, we actually went in and deployed several versions of Finacle. So we were running several versions of Finacle. We're running different levels of customization along the different regions and countries. And of course, that was creating a lot of complexity, managing all those stacks, all those differences across countries. Moreover, technology has evolved a lot, and we understood that both from a technology perspective, but also functionally, the latest version of Finacle was actually bringing a lot of the features we required in the context of the IT transformation I just mentioned before. So in 2017, we decided actually to embark on an upgrade to version 11. But while doing that upgrade, really trying to have one single source code base for the entire group. So how can we run one single source code base of Finacle across all entities of the group? We started that journey. That journey is finished for 6 of the 7 entities. So actually we are now rolling out the last entity, which is India, this month. And they are running exactly the same stack, exactly the same code version, exactly the same centralized operations that we run for all Finacles across our countries. So in doing so, on one hand, as I explained, so the efficiency of running a consolidated Finacle on one single version, we got tremendous cost improvements on our costs. Also, it simplified our operations. It allowed us to access the new versions of Finacle where we are running an open source stack on Red Hat Linux and on a virtualized environment. So those are the benefits that come immediately from a technology perspective. But the new version of Finacle also brought the ability to actually add additional modules of functionality that we are now leveraging. We onboarded in Finacle 11, we onboarded retail loans. So we were not using retail loans from Finacle. So we had an external system catering to those that we decommissioned and brought into Finacle. We also did the same for bancassurance wealth portfolio. And now we are leveraging additional modules like enterprise limits, enterprise gift, enterprise collateral. So that is allowing us, version 11 is allowing us not just technically to run the platform much more efficiently with the cost benefits that it brings, but also it allows us also to leverage other additional features and functionalities that were not previously there in the previous versions. So, Infosys has been a partner of Emirates NBD for many years. So our relationship is not recent, it's a long relationship. In fact, at the time Emirates NBD chose Finacle was in its infancy. There were not a lot of big banks using Finacle. So our relationship comes from a long time, and it has been a fruitful relationship in the past. It has been, so we currently decided to have our full support of our Finacle instance on maintenance and feature evolution with the Finacle team. We have a Finacle team on the ground, and I think the ability to bring the know-how on the platform to roll out, whatever we need against the needs of the bank, I think we have been pretty successful on that. The bank is actually now seeing the huge benefits of a lot of this transformation that I just mentioned, not just on the Finacle core, but beyond. The bank is having its record profitability year ever. It's having record growth across all segments. And a lot of what we see in terms of volume growth, margin growth, is not just the context, the macro context that is positive, but also it comes from the investments in technology. I'll give you one example just to illustrate. We were recently invested on new capability to onboard our customers on credit cards instantly with complete orchestration straight through, no human involved, all compliance checks, all underwriting checks, everything is completely done automatically without the intervention of a human. They can do that from a tablet in the branch, but they can also do that from online. We are onboarding month after month this year record numbers of cards. We currently onboard about 50,000 cards a month, and not only that, but the STP rate of that, meaning that the ability to take a decision immediately to the customer and end to end, without a human touching the process, have the card delivered to the customer, the card being used on his mobile app or in his hand. We do that for more than 65% of the cards. So out of those 50,000, 65% actually are completely onboarded STP. And this is, of course, the result of technology. These numbers of effectiveness in sourcing cards were never there in the bank, and clearly technology explains a big part of that.